want to throw you on the spot, but if you could pick a map that you would like to see the multi-base come to, what would it be?
Really fast
It
here,
would
guys.
be
Just give me 2
Steps
seconds here.
and Proc.
30 days Prem giveaway, exclamation point WNF. Exclamation point WNF will get you in for that drawing for the 30 days Prem on us. YouTubers, plan on end of game 2. I will be giving away your 30 days over there, and then we'll be doing the tier 7 giveaway sometime game 1, and depending how we going into game 3, that's when we will be doing the other giveaway. BR Tactics, long time no see, sir. How you doing? Long time no see. Welcome. WNF, thank you. All right, continue on, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we were just talking about possible maps we'd like to see multi-base come to, and Sinister mentioned both Steps and Proc. I agree with that. That would be
I do too.
pretty cool.
I think it opens up, if you look at Proc and you look at Steps, what you get with the kind of, I'd say the 2 real ones that are played the most right now in Mines and Cliff, what you get out of Proc and Steps is a lot more openness and a lot more of an open map, where a lot more tanks are going to get selected. I mean, right now you look at Mines, and you can almost plan on seeing E4s, Machines, 50 Bravo, Batchat, IS-7 Super Conk. Whereas you look at something like Steps, you might see more Object 140s.
Yes.
A
Mobile
lot more
mediums,
light
maybe
tanks being
even
flanked.
light
Yes,
tanks on each
exactly.
side. Yeah, I agree with you. And
It just kind
I
of
think
opens
you
up the
could have
dynamics just a little bit more.
I think you could also have some fun with the hole placements or the cap placements on those maps. Because I'm already kind of
absolutely.
like envisioning in my mind some places that would be kind of creative and interesting.
I think what you'd
Yeah,
see is normally where the encounter on Proc, you'd see where the encounter flag is, and I think the other one would be where standard cap would be, where your standard battle cap would be.
Yeah, divided by
And
the
then
railroad
again, kind of
tracks.
almost the same thing on Steps, where the encounter cap is, and then where the standard cap is.
Yeah. I got.
I think it would
It
be
just
easier
adds that much
to
more
play
that'd be a lot of fun.
on Proc, because Proc's a very divided map. Usually, one team will be one side of the tracks, and one team will be on the other, or one team will be on the hill, and one team will be, in the distance. So I feel like that would really open up play on Proc to make you play the whole map more.
Oh, exactly, yes. There's always a strategy, in my opinion, to Proc where you try your best to control one side of the map, and generally you find that the right side is pretty OP if you can get your tanks positioned correctly and you can keep the other team from being on that side of the map. You own a lot of it because the field is kind of hard to deal with if your entire team's over there and you don't have anybody on the other side.
Yeah. Exactly. It almost forces the other team to push into you from well-defended positions.
Correct, and especially if you can apply some cap pressure at the same time, that just adds that little sense of urgency once you start hearing that cap timer go off and you see that time just start ticking away. And at that point, you really have to make a play for it, and that's when you just end up walking into tons of focus fire.
Yeah, exactly. Going under those bridges or over those railroad tracks are never fun when your caller is shouting at you.
No, it's not. Best thing you can do is start knocking down buildings with HE or whatever, and hope and pray you can hit somebody in the cap.
Yeah, but I would imagine it would even be hairier if we keep those multi-base timers going in those scenarios.
Yeah, and multi-base, that's the real deal. If you're getting capped out and you're on one side or the other, you could be in big trouble.
You have to have a fast lineup, and I think that's one of the metas we've seen over the course of the last few weeks is that if you pick too many slow tanks, you're in trouble. You need tanks that can rotate and move quickly.
I totally agree. You kind of at some point sacrifice armor for mobility in a gun. In my opinion, I mean, like I said, the first time we came out and really even played, like I'd seen a couple of matches. I watched a little bit of PC World of Tanks and some of their picks, but the first time we really came out and played Cliff, for instance, we came out with some tanks that we thought we were going to make this play with an E4 or two, and then quickly realized that that's just not going to happen in this mode.
No. Yeah.
When
yeah,
defending.
I think any team that has ventured into multi-base has probably had that kind of smack in the face
you
the
go.
first couple times out. We're like, hey,
There you go. Thank you for the follow. Yet again, I'm slaughtering your name on stream yet again. Exclamation point WNF. Get them in there, guys. Love seeing everybody out tonight.
Are we giving away the 20, 30 days of Prim, right?
See here, it's still going. It's got 9 more minutes.
9 more minutes.
9 more
You good?
minutes.
Good. Looks like KMD has showed up and is ready to go. They have filled one entire side of the bracket.
Right?
So Sinister, tell me what you think coming up with this matchup between KMD and L7. What are your thoughts?
Well, KMD is definitely a good team. Just judging by what I see here in this room, I mean, you got Dola, you got Boxhound, you got Anonymous Hobo, you got Wrath of Achilles, you got Hatchback Killer, Warthog, IB Stux. I mean, you have really a well-coursed team there, a lot of good players. And they get a couple of callers on that side that are very smart, very intelligent, and they drop a lot of strats, and they really work well together. So I think you're going to see some really well thought out placement and tank selections. I think you're going to see from KMD something that we haven't seen in this tournament yet. You're going to see kind of a different type of what some may think is a wacky lineup, but then you go back and look at it, and these strats will be pulled from other teams for ages to come while playing this map. When you go ahead and see this lineup, just like if anybody watched the Ghost Town game,
Yes, with the
between
leopard.
L7 and Exxon, with L7 and Exxon, when L7 put that FV 4005 up on the hill, I looked at that, I said, "Wow!"
What is that?
Somebody, you got to give somebody credit for whoever was thinking of this and said, "If we get this tank up here, there's no way they can quick cap because it doesn't matter if he pens or not." As long as he hits the target,
Instead of
he
reset
resets
everything.
the cap. And he's not getting spotted.
Warthog, thanks
That's
for the
great.
cheers. Thank you so very much, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And yeah, I think KMD, when you watch some of their recent matches, they definitely have that feel about them. There's a wrinkle that they're going to throw at you that makes you scratch your head. And after the match, you're like, oh.
Well, KMD's been around for a long time, and a lot of those guys over there have been playing together forever, since I've ever known them all. They're definitely a great group of guys, so I expect a lot of good things from them, and I think you're going to see one hell of a match. On the other side with L7, I'm not as familiar. I do know a lot of the guys over there, but again, we're going to see who shows up for them tonight. But again, a great team.
Yeah, and I do know some of the guys on L7, and they definitely have some creative thinkers over there, and I agree. I think it's I would give the edge slightly to KMD, but I love to be proven wrong.
And I think when everybody looks at this tournament, if you look at all the lineups and everything, I think everybody, not everybody, let me rephrase that, but a lot of people had KMD written off at Immortals. And they came out and beat Immortals. And that right there says something about KMD and how good of a team they really are. And on the other side of the spectrum, I can't think of too many people that had L7 over Exxon. And those guys go out and they beat Exxon, and here they are. So really, you have two teams that were kind of underrated, but it's kind of unfair to call them underrated because they're good teams.
Yeah,
But
and they're
we're going to see
like
what
you said,
they all
both,
pull tonight.
Yeah, and both sides are loaded up with top-notch talent. So talent's not the issue
Absolutely.
on either team.
I think in MBA, more than anything, strategy plays the biggest factor. I think this is the one mode that is more forgiving than any mode, where your strategy really counts for something. You can get away with, not necessarily having the best players, but just having a good strategy goes a long ways.
It's going to be interesting over here on the L7. L7, they like going to all the little boost spots. So I'm interested to see if we're going to see that 263. Of course, we're going to see if we get that Sturv. It's going to be interesting. KMD, they made. I mean, they put on last time we streamed last Thursday at 11, they put on a clinic of how to rotate out, how to share those hit points, how to utilize the armor to keep those cannons in the fight. And DP was just not able to get enough rounds out to put them at bay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be super explosive. Just a few more minutes left there before we start. That giveaway is almost there. I want to say thank you to all the 72 viewers that are out there. Thank you for all tuning in this evening.
Outstanding. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Everybody over at YouTube, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to put it out there. Let's see here. I got a couple more. I just did put out the sponsor sites, the Pivx bracket. Before we get going here, this is the Pivx Final. So Anubis, would you go ahead and do that one more rundown for me about with what Pivx is, what it does, and how it would, well, we've got to this tournament today.
All right. Well, we've been sponsored by the Pivx community. We have about $200 in Pivx and just cash to give away to the various winners, first, second, and third. We also will give out a little prize to the winner of our bracket contest, which is down to 2 people at the moment. But Pivx is a cryptocurrency that has been forked from Bitcoin and later Dash, which is very fast. It's very private. It's also proof of stake, so it doesn't require computers all around the world doing useless math to figure out who owns the Pivx. So it's cheaper to run. You can hold it and earn interest with it. So it's got a lot of features that are new in the cryptocurrency space, and I think it's one of the better cryptocurrencies out there. And I appreciate their support.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, guys. All right, we're counting it down. We're getting down to the few more minutes here.
Taking away.
Yep. Everything's getting done here. Welcome. Wednesday Night Fights. Thanks for tuning in.
We got tank picks already starting there from KMD. Our first map tonight is going to be Cliff. KMD will be on the attack. L7 will be on the defense. For those of you still getting the rules down for multi-base, the attacking team throws up 4 tanks. The defender throws up 7. The attacker throws up their last 4 tanks, and then the defender gets to throw up the final tank. Matches last for 10 minutes. Pretty much a kill-all or cap, or defend the other team from letting them cap. How you win it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, counting down the ticks.
Probably the last.
Ticks. We'll probably
I
get...
think here the important thing is you see KMD coming out with 2 batch hats. So we all know Box is one heck of a climber.
Phenomenal.
My question, and I don't know this, I haven't tried recently, if they cut off the climb at E4.
Yeah. That's huge. If you can stuff them and not let them get up there, that can be a very powerful position up there. And I've played against Box before where he's gotten up there in a SCB or something like that, and it's just been a nightmare. Pretty quick lineup you see from L7 so far. Other than the Super Conch, they are ready to fly. And this strat is looking very, well, the lineup, should I say, by KMD is looking very similar to something I saw a couple weeks ago from them.
Yes, it is. Just waiting on Sin here to pick up this last tank. I'll run down L7 and how Dis roll down the KMD side of the world.
For sure.
Thank you for everybody tuning in. Here we go. Winner chicken dinner. 30 days prem going out to Never Back Down. Congratulations, Never Back Down. Join us over on the Discord side of the server. I'll be putting out that link. Come over and join us. I will friend you and get you your code.
This is kind of an interesting defense lineup from L7.
Sure.
All right, here we go.
It's speedy and yeah, go ahead.
All right, so L7 side of the world, Panda side. In that bat chat, Mayor McChuggins, Rip, NA West, Bolton Machines, Sin, Cantrell, both, Conks, Randy in the 50B, Atheists, and Pure Nonsense in the 5As.
Yeah, and over on the KMD side, we have a E4 coming out by Hatchback Killer, a 50M by Dola, 2 Bat Chats by Warthog and Foxhound, 2 IS7s by Cruiser and Anonymous Hobo, and finally, Double Machines coming out by Nico and IB Stux.
All right. Here we go, round 1, guys. Super excited, KMD, L7, Pivx tournament. Here we go.
I think
Kind of
Sinister was
excited to see
making the comment, about how fast that lineup's going to be by the defense.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm kind of interested to see what they do with that 50 Bravo from L7 and where they put Dola. If they're going to try to get Dola halfway up that like F7 hill, shooting down.
Super speedy. So you have a lot of time. It comes down to where you're putting that baby. Looks like they're going to take it up the 6th line right off the gate, and you can see KMD splitting their forces right away.
Only the machines going up
Looks
top
like
right now. To
L7
Lighthouse.
is, yeah, yep. But they're by themselves. I mean, L7's sitting
I'm wondering if
everything
they're
down
gonna,
low.
if they're thinking about sending that 50 Bravo all the way around to come up behind them over by like J5, J4.
Well, watch Boxhound.
Oh.
They're going to get spotted here by the 5A, and they were sitting back there, I think, as a delay, right? I think they wanted them to take the bull, and then they were to swoop in. They were all behind those rocks.
There we go.
and they got
Machines
lit
now
up
ripping
by,
off clips. Noko going down. He is almost a one shot. He is one more shot to go into him, and he is going to be. He's going to run. Ooh, and he takes a little damage on the way out,
Wow.
and down he goes.
Oh,
L7 commands Lighthouse.
great kill there. Yep. Dola is trapped out here in the field in his bat chat behind the rock, and he's taking damage. And he's in a tough spot. The machines are fully reloaded on the top of the lighthouse now.
Nonsense getting pinned there from the
All set.
incredible pin of the E50M. Back up to the stuff.
L7 has now moved up into the bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got to be careful about getting quick capped here.
Mm-hmm. And that's what the rotation's coming with the 2 bat chats by KMD. Those machines, though, should be able to reset those bat chats pretty fast.
They avoided shooting, and I think that's why they avoided shooting, because they're waiting for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
So notice how the bat chats have now kind of snuggled up against the hill, making it more difficult. They didn't sit back in that dip, which is the right play here if you're trying to quick cap. Now the question is, can they get Anonymous Hobo on there?
That's going to be the big
Stuff him in
question.
front of those bat chats. Yeah. We're already down to 25 seconds. Yeah. Oh, no, they came off.
Dog was getting clipped. NA West now on reload.
Mm-hmm.
Sound has all the time he gets off. All right, so they're now using it as a bait. Machine's really working the hill.
Yeah. It's just amazing, even from that position right there, that they're able to get that gun down and get those resets there. Such a flexible tank. Atheist is coming in pretty hard here on the cap. Big reset there against the IS-7. Great shot by Atheist. Pure Nonsense coming in his 5A. Punishes the Boxhound.
Sound's not going to make it.
Boxhound's down to a 1-shot. No, he's not. He's done.
Randy now going to dump up a couple more of his in there, but around here comes Cruiser and also IB Stux. Randy almost goes down. Pure Nonsense, he's close also. Atheist is going to be taking point. Hatchback Killer rotating now. machines up top trying to get now shots. It's going to be damn near impossible for those guys to hit this side of the hill. So all down to these pair right here, IS-7, E4. How are they going to hold this off?
And these machines are fully loaded. Are the machines fully loaded on the hill? I mean, yeah.
And Trell, he's at full health still in his super conk. He could lead the push, take the hit from the E4, but I don't know. This is going to be a tough one.
No, they're just waiting to cinch it in.
Yep.
L7's cinching it in. Atheist is holding the boys back, and they're to wait for the Bat Chat, the Conqueror, and the other machine to zip around the backside.
NA West holding.
Here it comes.
Holding
Here's the
those
push. That's crack there. Yeah, he's done. And what a win by L7. Great job.
Right off the bat, coming out strong. Congratulations, L7 taking round one. Hell yeah. Well, Pants, what'd you guys think of this round here really fast? I mean, damage was pretty much all one-sided. L7 throwing up some incredible.
It was.
Atheist in the 5A, 2609. Panda did get he was in there getting the 3 kills, getting those tanks off. Mayor McChuggins in his machine, 2297. But the winner chicken dinner coming in there. Rip NA West, 1 kill, 3406. Not much can get going. Go ahead, Pants and Dis.
So I think the big thing there is on the KMD side, anytime you delay, it's a gamble. You're giving up position for the element of surprise. And in this case, it just didn't pay off because any other time that would have paid off for KMD, I believe.
I have to agree with Pants 100% there. You could see what they were doing, hiding those mediums there. They're hoping that L7 was going to go up into the bowl and challenge their tanks in the field. But once they got spotted there, 1, they gave up an overmatch. And 2, those tanks got punished. And I think the strat went out the window within the first minute.
If they had seen those tanks coming just a little bit quicker, I do believe that they could have rotated out of it and they could have got themselves into a better position. And again, that's why I say giving up position early and sacrificing that for a surprise, it's always a gamble. If L7 had done a traditional setup to defend the cap, I think it would have worked out a lot better for them and it would have played into their hand more. And that's why it's always a 50-50. But good job to L7 in countering those machines.
I give a big shout out to everybody coming out really fast. Itchy, Flashy, Fermal, Basher, Tree, Cook, Lisamo, Never Back Down, Valto, Kuza. I mean, the list is gonna keep the Chronics out. What's up, buddy? B Dog, Star Blind. All these guys saying, hey, what's up to us? We wanted to shout back to you. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. Too Legit. Bozzy out there, what's going on? We try to get these in here. This 10-minute delay kind of messes with us, so I kind of have to hold all of these conversations back. Mate, I'm glad you enjoyed WNF. I'm glad you think we're dope.
It's good to be dope.
It's good to be dope. All right,
Good to be dope.
Go ahead, back over there to you guys. I just had to do a little quick, step in.
See, they got a 705A coming out on KMD. There's only one spot really I foresee this tank going to, or 2 spots actually. He could either be at D2, which I don't think is likely because he'll be really not in the best of positions, I would say. The other spot being E8. And my big fear with that thing is if you're trying to get to E8, you best make sure you get there quickly and you don't get farmed heading across.
Let me give you one more spot, and this is going to be my pick for the 705. I would put that 705 in that DC5, and they'll snuggle it up with the E50M. That's going to be my bet.
That's also very possible. It's another
The only
for
reason I'm saying that
kind of
is because that's what they did before. I'm not saying that.
Just from prior knowledge.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
we'll
going to
see.
be honest with you. Like, wow, that disc really knows what he's talking about. No, I just watch a lot of film. Which means I know what I'm talking about.
Right?
You'd have to think that in this case that KMD would know that you know, if they played a stream match that it got decent, that L7 watched the stream probably is anticipating that. So how would you beat the 705A if you were at D5? And my thought would be if you can get tanks low, kind of if you watch the HM versus DP match where they had the two E4s
Yes.
low.
Wave, thanks for the follow.
That's
Oh,
an easy
yeah.
way to beat them up.
Yeah, and you can anything on that backside ridge just gets obliterated.
Oh, see, somebody
I
else is
love-
getting brave with the Russian tank destroyers.
And the speed of L7 on their lineup is ridiculous. Speed, autoloaders, alpha. Wow.
Sorry. Multiple things here at once. I want a big giant shout out there yet again to the Pivx community for allowing us to have the prize money for this tournament. So big shout out to those guys. Whoop whoop. All right, here we go. KMD side of the world. Hatchback 263 Warthog of the E50M, Knight of Death, and also Dola, both at batch heads. Anonymous Hobo and IS7 Cruiser Akumba in the 705, and then Kaneko and IB Stux, both in machines. Off to you, Dis. Oh. When the party goes rip. Welcome back, guys. I know this is taking a little bit of time. Net crash. Gotta love it. You go through this stuff, it's all good. I'll be getting back into that training room. We'll be getting this right back on. There
It
we go.
appears, which is beef jerky.
My internet just decided, hey, you
Back.
know what? We just need to take a short
That's what I said.
intermission.
It looked like it took shit
Yes.
right
Yes,
across the
indeed.
There
board.
we go. I want a big shout out to these teams. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get right on into the action. We'll let these guys know that we're getting ready to launch. All right, I got to make sure we had a giveaway going. I got to make sure that software didn't kick that giveaway. If not, we're going to restart it.
Okay.
Go ahead and launch.
Yep, we are good to go.
I'm going to launch.
Vexside, congratulations. You're the winner of the Tier 7 Premium Tank. Get a hold of me there on the Discord.
So game 2, L7 with a fast lineup, and KMD with kind of what you would consider more of a standard type of setup and defense.
Yeah. A little bit of armor, a little bit of speed, and a TD.
Interested to see how L7 uses these 250 Bravos if they plan to go the bull and play them on the backside of that hill, or if they're thinking about going around the other way and trying to stop KMD from getting set up.
Exactly. I've seen them, a lot of teams rush them into that kind of that E3 position on the bull and try to set up those cross shots. Looks like Dola is going to drop down in his bat chat from KMD and spot that one line. And he's going to run into Sin in his bat chat and the 50B and Randy in the 50B. He's going to have to be real careful down there.
Does get lit right there.
Hatchback's
Dylan
making that
seems spot each
climb
other.
from. Yeah, Hatchback's making that climb from the inside that I talked about, and there goes the.
They're not going to let
EM.
them have the top. Nope, 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 nope.
Nope, 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 nope.
You are not yet. Kenny West trying to. There's some nice
Good
punishment
denial there.
coming from the Bat Chat Sin, doing a great job.
Nico is.
Yeah, down, wow.
Yeah, well, it's
Oh,
getting those
Stux.
50 Bs up, and that's just what we talked about, is getting those 50 Bs into the bowl with that Bat Chat that has a lot of burst damage. And they're melting.
That machine's paying a price.
KMD right now.
Both machines on life support. One does go down there. Randy goes down, but it's one of those. This is going to be cleanup for.
See, now it gave time for L7 to get their machines up, and now they're going against weak machines. You got two full health machines going against tanks that have been bled. There goes down KMD, IB
And that are on
Stux.
reload.
So if you notice, Cruiser was heading for the backside of that hill, and he
Yeah.
got caught.
Cap scenario going on right now.
Out.
We didn't catch 5As.
Yep.
All three of them now up on the
Yep.
cap. So even more pressure being applied to KMD. They have to go across pretty much Death Valley here. They're going to get shot
Yeah.
from the 3-line, the hill, and now from the cap.
And see, this is where like the 705A just hurts you. It's just too slow of a tank to get over, and you can't stop. You got to get in.
17 seconds.
And those hold down 5As in that position is
Deadly.
deadly. Yeah.
Lobo getting ammo rack there. Cruiser really pushing in here, trying to get those shots in.
Little reset there, but not much. Popped it back to 30 seconds.
Here comes Sin. He's on the reload. He's just running back interference.
Cruiser thumped a big shot in there. Oh no, Hatchback just lost all his health and flew off the hill into the water.
Oh no.
Don't know what happened there.
Oops.
He just did a nosedive off the edge of the cliff. That can't be good for your team.
No. There it is. L7 taking this round.
Wow.
Wow, great job. All right, we're going to do some damage rundown here really fast. Over on the KMD side of the world, Anonymous Hobo coming in there with his IS-7, 22-24. Not much else coming over on that side, but the damage spread pretty dang good over here on the L7 side. Lots of 2Ks across the board. Cantrell coming in there, his 50B, 10-8-8, 32-56. And he even blocked 8-10 and a 50B. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see what the machines did here. 25-61 and 2K, both well over 2K. So there you go. 2 kills going to Mayor McChuggins. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to go. What's the next map here, Anubis?
I've asked them for their map. I'm waiting on them to tell me. I'm going to switch sides though while we wait.
I think you saw there the effectiveness of getting those autoloaders in that bowl position, and just how much damage and how much they can change the game right out the gate. Melting those machines and putting pressure on that Bat Chat from taking the hill. That was where the match was won and lost.
And this is what you're going to see as far as setting up a new meta right here.
We're
Is
1-1,
everybody's
right?
looking at what's happened tonight. 2-0, I believe, L7.
2-0
Yeah,
L7.
2-0.
This is what you're going to see. Now, everybody has looked at what happened to us tonight when we didn't win the hill. And then with those Bat Chats and 50Bs coming up from the bowl area. And what L7 essentially did as well is both times making sure they own that bowl and stopping tanks from getting to the top of the hill. That pretty much eliminates all chances of a machine. And it's a game changer for a lot of teams. If you don't get that hill, it kind of kills your strategy right off the bat.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think we saw this Pantsu in both cases, is that it's not about fighting for the hill, it's about denying one team from taking the hill. And I think in your case, and
Oh,
as we
absolutely.
saw right there, they didn't let those tanks even get to the top of the hill before they were bleeding.
Yep, I totally agree.
Kind of an interesting way night of tanking. Honestly, kind of
Yeah,
super excited about this.
like I said, and as we pointed out at the beginning, both these teams are loaded with talent. There's no question that if you move this into a standard battle or an encounter battle, what have you, these teams are well matched with talent. I think you're seeing a little bit of that edge from L7, at least in those first days, with their strategy setups. And I think some of the
Well, thank you
gambles
for
and
the
the
po-
risks that KMD took kind of caught them early. I don't think anything was inherently completely wrong with their strategy in their last one. I just think L7 countered it better.
And a lot of it's a guessing game too, and I think that's also important to remember is you never really know where the enemy team is going to be. You may think you know, you may think I know this guy's going to be here, I know this guy's going to be there, but until they are actually in that position and you spot them and know they're in that position, it's still a bit of a guessing game.
Yep.
Especially in a new format. In Encounter, everybody's been playing it for so long that you have a really good idea, and 9 out of 10 times you're right about where the enemy is going to be. But here in MBA, because it's so new to a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that watch PC or even played PC that are more familiar, but for the majority of the people, it's something new, and you really haven't seen everything yet.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a really good point. Is that yeah, it's kind of like what we were talking about and discussing with that 705A. Is it going to go here? Is it going to go here? You put that in another encounter map, and you pretty much know where you're going to find that tank. And here,
Yep,
yeah,
D2.
yep. So as we move on to mines, AMD is going to be on the attack, and they're up against the wall, down 2 zip. L7 will be on the defense. Again, for the viewers at home, the caps, one is located in G3, which is on that little bit of land right next to the water, down the 2-3 line. And the other one is kind of between the hill that everybody fights for in the middle and the hill to the east of the map in F8, kind of south of the town.
I think the important thing here for KMD being down 2-0 right now is just to keep your composure. Don't get worked up over the score. It's 0-0 right now, and it's a best of 1. I think that's the important thing right now for KMD is just stay calm, stay relaxed, and don't think you're down 2-0 now. Just play it as it's overtime. Lose and you go home. So with that said, I think one of the best strategies on this map that I've seen run as a strategy we just did to Panda just a little while ago is if you can get 3 tanks in behind that wall and own a hill at the same time, it is very, very tough to dig anybody out of that.
Yep. But you got to be quick about it. I don't think it's a delayed strat.
Yes.
I think it. I think
And here's
I
where you're
think you
gonna.
gotta
Here's where the
catch them
113s
before they're
come
even
in
set
handy.
up. Go ahead. Yep.
That's what the 113s are gonna do. Mm-hmm.
Remember, guys, redeem these codes at the Watt Console website. Remember, it will if you copy and paste, it will add a space at the end. So remember to please delete that space at the end, or it will say invalid code. Remember, not Xbox. Over at the World of Tanks console website. All right.
I kind of think both teams are looking at the same identical thing, and this is just my opinion from looking at the setups. I'm pretty sure you're going to see both E4s somewhere in the general vicinity of J6, J7, J8. You're going to see the 2 bat chats of machines from L7 try to take the hill on the opposite side. Again, just an observation. I think you're going to see Wrath of Achilles trying to hold down on the back side of that corner. I think you're going to try to see their 3 machines take the hill, and the WZ 5As and 113s heading straight for the cap.
That would be a good play right there. Those double E4s in the back, what I've noticed is that you can have one big alpha gun pretty much pointed at each cap.
All right, you will go down the tanks?
Yep, here we go. L7 side of the world. Here we go. Cantrell E4, Randy E4, not Pure Nonsense, Sin, and Panda all. Bat Chats, Mayor Michuggins, and also Rip NA West in the machines, and Atheist coming out with that mouse. Go ahead, Diz.
Yeah, on the KMD side, we have the 705A with Wrath of Achilles. We have 3 machines by Debeastola, Ivy Stux, 2 5As by Anonymous Hobo and Blind Arch, and finally 113s by Cruiser and Warthog.
So this is interesting. The Moss, to me, is interesting. I can only foresee that guy fighting in one place, and that's over at that B cap. I wouldn't be shocked to see him rush there, hoping that their 4 tanks, or 3 tanks, I'm sorry, are taking the hill. Or 4 tanks, I'm sorry, yeah, they got 2 Bat Chats and 2 machines. Whereas I also think that at the same time, KMD is looking to take control of the hill, and maybe they even send the 113s up the hill, given their speed.
Problem is that 113s don't do much from the hill with no gun depression.
Correct. I just think that they might consider it just to get them up on top of that hill. Once you kind of get past that first crest, it's just kind of a slugfest at that point, and you're just looking for a little bit more armor, speed, and you're not on a 40-second reload with it.
Well, we're going to find out pretty quick. Looks like L7 is at a rush their 2 machines up there, or at least up to the edge pretty quickly, and KMD's committing everything.
Yep.
Now, it's interesting that they're not just pushing that. Maybe they're fearful that those 4As, but the E4s can't hit them from where they're at right now. Rotated those 3 Bat Chats out wide along the 1 line. L7 has. And sure enough, like you spoke of, legally atheist, and the mouse has gone down to the A cap.
They're going to have to make a play, or they're going to be in big trouble in a moment. They've got too many tanks bunched up in the same spot, and they're going to get bled to death by these Bat Chats coming in.
Yeah, the quick cap is out of question.
Here it comes.
Here's the push in. And they are taking some shots there.
There goes the ammo rack of the machine. Kanoko going down. That hurts.
You just can't give the side of that machine away.
Because of the location right now of KMD, you could almost turn that Moss right around and get him heading up that hill, and they would have a very tough time dealing with him.
Mm-hmm. A couple of the Bat Chats out on the 1 line on reload, but they're going to start punishing again. And I think AMD is just trying to hold on and figure out where to go at this point.
Kind of a peculiar setup here from KMD. My strategy that I was just mentioning, rushing the cap right there, would have worked out well for him because the Bat Chats were way out of position. Even though you have 2 E4s in the back, it is tough to shoot through those buildings and hit something.
And the mouse can push in, but its rate of fire, I think, might not be enough to stop 3 tanks.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think he could have made it there in time either way. It took him quite a while to get over there. But I think he's just going to hang out where he is now and just prevent them from coming down the hill and trying a quick cap.
These Bat Chats are on full rotation. However, they all are lit. So AMD knows they're coming.
Dola's already set up in a prime
Machines are
position.
going to capitalize.
Yep, it's the 113s are in position. Kind of interesting. They're going to have to play the timeout on this one. Who can bleed down who? Wrath is getting ripped from the machines from Rip NA West. Log goes low.
I think KMD needs to pick a direction and fight their way out.
I like how McChuggins didn't fire a shot. He went up there with Rip NA West, and he stayed loaded.
Bat chats are rotating out down the 2 line. So, you know, all the pressure is on KMD. They're the ones that have to figure out how to win this game here. I like how L7 is keeping their hit points and also being willing to move tanks and rotate tanks around to safer positions.
Very mature acting team here coming out of L7. These guys, they've only been together for like 2 months. So this type of work.
There's You're absolutely right about that, Hells. It's just that you got a lot of veteran players that have been on a lot of good teams here.
Correct.
And it looks like they're meshing well.
Dola trying to get on Sin.
Coming about to the halfway point in this match. There are
Look
some
at these
low tanks on L7.
113's all the way on the other side of the map. They're going to head for the cap. And this is a good play right now because L7's really spread out. So if they can get those tanks to commit to the cap, they can bring the rest of their team up on top of the hill and shoot down at them as they try to decap.
And they do have hill control. Cruiser got spotted though.
Wow.
His 113. Yeah, and Randy just spotted Warthog and just laid in an 850 plus shot on him. He's going to go into the cap, get on the rock.
He's safe there.
Tank, he's safe. The other one needs to snuggle into the house. He can't sit there and trade with the mouse.
KMD's went now into camp mode. I like it. This is now going to pay off. Bad chats are going to have to YOLO in. The machines are going to have to get up top. This is going to force L7.
And they're coming from the backside, and they're bleeding.
I just don't know if that's a wise play. You got Bat Chats all down to 1-shots now.
Oh,
They're nonsense is that go down.
Yep, he's at 5.
Or should go down.
Oh, E4 takes a big hit.
Panda does go around. Cruiser goes down.
Nonsense makes it out on 5 hit points. And is down to a 1-shot. But
Dola and IB Stux are probably screaming. They're on reload. Oh my God! Look at all the targets.
Warthog.
They could take out two Bat Chats here, and then farm out an E4. They're still in the game. I mean, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's not over because you got 4 tanks at 1-shot right now.
Best play I think they can make right now is eliminating these 2 machines below them. And
you
not
got
worrying about the tanks on the backside. You got a big overmatch, and those tanks are slow to get back and help. E4s aren't going to be able to help these 2. They will now because they're going to be able to rotate
Wrath
back.
Can't really risk it with his 35 hit points there. But here it comes. Line Archer was teasing like it, and now they've kind of grouped up on the L7 side.
Time is going to become an issue in a moment.
Yeah, as I say, the clock is on their side.
Thank you, everybody, tuning in at WNF. This is the finals. Do or die for KMD. The stakes can't get any higher right now. If L7 wins, that's the end of it. L7's become the tournament champs. KMD, I mean, they're putting up a fight, a hell of a fight.
But my hat's off to L7 tonight. Boy, they came out here and showed us something, regardless of the outcome, even in this battle.
Panda's about to get spotted by Dola if he drops down the backside of that hill like I think he's about to, without killing himself. Ooh, boy, that was close.
This is a rare sight. We're going to sit here and look at Dola's blip. There we go. Which way are they going to send those machines off to?
So, well,
They're
they're
going
down
to
under
B.
the
Oh,
2
they're
minute
go
clock.
cap the A.
They're
They
going to
need
B,
to get there quick, fast, and in a hurry, though.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
B, I'm sorry. They're
because-
going to B.
And then use blind
I don't know
archer.
about this.
Oh, as long as they get there with what? It's 40, how much? 40 seconds?
45.
Yeah, but
45
I think-
45, but if those two
Atheist
machines
can
make a
just
play from,
trundle across. Yeah,
I think
has all of his
Mayor
hit
and
points.
Rip NA West, they don't have enough tanks left over there to kill those two, so they can get there and put 1 or 2 shots in, run away, and the game's over.
wonder if they should have dropped the
And here they go.
Achilles off the backside and got him on there too.
Well, they're going to make a play on the 5As.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Interesting.
They're not going to the... interesting.
Yeah.
Did they
Well,
just
here
now
comes
realize?
Atheist. Atheist is to go. This is where Achilles needs to track Atheist right now.
Oh,
or
he
something.
bounced a shot, but they get a hit.
8 seconds.
9 seconds.
They need to pull forward. They need to pull forward.
Boy.
So Atheist doesn't get the reset.
One, that's it. They got it.
Did
And
they
they
get
win.
it? They got it. They
Wow.
got it. Wow. What
Whoa.
a game by KMD.
You gotta wonder
Ridiculous.
what was L7 thinking there, trying to take on the 5A on the hill and not going
I
and
don't
resetting that
know.
cap any sooner.
I think all of us had the same thing going on in our head there.
Craziness.
It seems like to push the mouse across would have made more sense right to the cap instead of sending the mouse
I thought
up.
that's exactly
Yeah,
what
up
was
the
about to
hill.
happen too, by the look at the lineup. But
Let's look at the damage here. 2K out of Panda, 2,500 out of the NA West there. I have no idea how to spell your name, but Rye, thank you for coming to WNF and thank you for the follow. Welcome. I'm not going to try to slaughter your name. Memory Chuckins 2K, Panda 2K. Randy, though, in his E4, 2 kills, 4,171, going 5 for 5 for 5. GG's on
Great
that, man. And then
stuff.
KMD side holding it together. Anonymous Hobo 2605. Great job. I want to look at some of the 3,500 damage blocked. Damn. Nice.
Wow.
You can't ask anything else.
from Raf,
No, Anonymous Hobo.
Well, and this goes back to kind of what we
Wow.
were talking about with those machines. Those machines just open up a whole different aspect of comp play.
2807 out of Dola. 2522 2 kills out of Ivy Stucks. And then Wrath down there, 2 kills, 1,000 damage, 1420 blocked. Yeah, the big winner in blocking on that side was the Hobo, man, and that 5A. GG's, well done. Here we go. We're going to round 4.
Wow. Well, that's what we want. Let's be honest.
that was a good finish. You're absolutely right. That was a good finish. But looking back at that, and I'm sure once L7 goes back and watches the stream, they're gonna want that game back.
Yeah.
You could have taken a shot there from the 705A, maybe even the 705A, possibly. The 5A is definitely going to hit one of them, but both of them had over 600 HP, so there's no way they die. And they both get down to the cap and at least get 1 or 2 shots in, and that might have been the difference. One more reset, and that Moss was right on top of them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's going to be one where they wish they could have the last 30 seconds of that game back.
Oh, absolutely. I think both teams, though, did a good job at... There were several moments in that game where both teams looked like they were in very big trouble. And both teams did a good job at different points and keeping their cool and their calm and figuring a way out to counter what was happening to them.
Absolutely.
First L7, when they were damn near close to getting capped out and were able to get on them at the last moment, and they almost lost all of their bat chats to that. And then to KMD, when they got trapped up on that hill, they had 8 tanks lined up and not on the hill yet. And that's a recipe for disaster with reloaded bat chats that have shots going into your backside as you're heading up that hill.
Very true. The key there is that it was just from a tactical and a strategic point of view, you just saw punch, counter punch, punch, counter punch during that entire battle, right down to the last second. And that's what you want out of two great teams in a final match. You don't want to see a slaughter. You want to see two minds, two clans really going at it. We got to see it.
Hey, really fast, guys. Well, these guys are picking tanks. Vader, give me your wallet. Well, all right. Here, can we do it after the match? Hell yeah, Chronic. I'm right behind you on that statement. Hell yeah. Yeah, Vader. Maybe after the stream, I can get you my wallet. I mean, you live just right down the fucking road.
How about a cookie?
Yeah, I'll get you a cookie. Let me see. Where's the cookie emoji? Oh, so I finally got all these emojis figured out. That's the only thing that's been kind of holding me back. So you guys will be having some custom emojis coming out finally. Senor Hells has figured out how to do this dang emoji stuff. So just took a little time. What can I say? I mean, one step at a time. Give me Spartan. Spartan wants me to give him all the codes. Yeah, the funny thing is, I'd give you all the codes, and you probably wouldn't know what to do with all of them.
You enter them in wrong.
Right? Remember, there's a space at the end when you copy and paste.
There's a space at the end. We bring that joke up for a reason.
Yeah, I go through at least twice or three times a night where people are like, it doesn't work. Get rid of the space at the end. Oh.
And then you tell them, and then it's like, oh. You don't hear it again, right? It's like, oh, okay, must have worked.
Yeah, I'd never hear from him again. Hey, but I want to hear from you guys again. I want these codes to work just as much as you do. Sometimes it's one of those things. Try to give them out to you. These codes they all come right from, so it's the same type of code batches that you get from everybody. So you can win over on Easy Breezy now, and win here at the same time. So there is no more limitations or restrictions on those codes no more. And the good thing is you guys tell me the code doesn't work, I just can refer it right over to Wargaming now. And I don't have to do a whole bunch of background search anymore.
Good.
So I love handing out the codes. I want to keep it going. We're trying to get the next batch out. I am begging to get the premium KV2. I am trying to get Dreadnought codes.
What a play.
Watch out for Control Kid in that Rom Ponzi.
What a play by L7.
92.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'd guess 92 is going to go in A1. But here we go. KMD rolling out. Hatchback, 268,
Yep.
Boxhound, 100 LT, Dola, E50M, IB Stux, Batchat, 25 ton, Anonymous Hobo, IS-7, Warthog in the Panzer Cop 7, and the only two tanks that are actually paired up, Cruiser and Canuck, both in Super Conks. Over to you.
Yeah, over on the L7 side. Woo! We got a T92 coming out by Legally Atheist. We have the Rampanzer by Contrail Kid. Watch out for him. Two IS-7s by Sin and Randy. Double Machines by McChungus and Rip NA West. And two 5As by Pure Nonsense and Panda.
This one's going to be
a rock and roll.
This one's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah. There are going to be some tanks to watch.
It was a good heads-up play by L7. They realized immediately that KMD has a lot of armor. You know, the PZ7 is not going anywhere anytime soon, and Super Conks are very slow.
Oh.
And then you get the 268 in there as well. It's not necessarily slow, but it's there. But yeah, that was a good pick. And then they got the light tank out there to do some spotting, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have him already heavily defended and just let him bleed for a while before attacking.
Let's see if he makes one of these big climbs with the light tank, or they send him out along the one line. over on the KMD side, let's see what Boxhound does. Boxhound's in the LT. I expect him to make a climb right away and get up on the backside of that hill. Let's see.
He's going for it.
Yep. He's definitely lining up for it. He's going to have to flip around and then make the run. That's what he's going to do. L7 is setting up theirs on the 1 line. Like Boxhound's just getting vision.
NA West already on fire. NA West does not have a fire extinguisher, and he's burning to the ground.
Oof.
Oof.
Good number, though, 357. Not a good number if you want to try to stay alive for a long time against KMD. Nice shot.
Nope.
Dola. Trying to line it up again. They're trying to go for IB Stucks this time.
Already's loaded.
Who's he gonna fire at?
And nobody in a moment because Boxhound's about to get him.
It seemed like you'd want to push that. Well, maybe they don't have the. Don't want to risk the mediums pushing that already.
Sin relaying back to his team. Panda and Pure Nonsense both trying to respond quickly.
Dropping off the back.
Yep, to try to figure this out. Where is he at? Randy lights
Trying to
up.
protect the Artie.
Conk.
That's the one. I'm not going to call it a flaw, but it's the one problem or chink in the armor when you're on offense with an Artie on multi-base is you have to constantly use tanks to protect the Artie.
Trell getting taking a couple hits there. He's already lost 1/3 of his health.
Yep. Well, he's being really aggressive there in trying to keep those mediums lit.
Legally Atheist is on the move. See if he's lining up to possibly shoot Anonymous Hobo, would be my thought.
Kind of interesting. One LT is keeping 2 5As out of the match completely.
Yeah, you got 2 big alpha guns facing backwards.
Right.
But again, you have to keep your Artie alive. So what choice do you have if you're not going to commit a medium or something like that to counter, which they didn't.
I wonder if that was Dola that got that fire shot. NA West. Back here chilling with him.
Well, right now, KMD's doing everything that KMD needs to do. They got a couple of tanks down low. They've conserved all their hit points. And they're bottling up L7 right now on the top of that hill. They're like, go ahead, take it. We don't need it.
Cantrell taking another shot. It had to be IB Stucks is getting hits on him. Because Dola is not reloading, so Bat Chat putting on some pressure. I'd like to see what Warthog's done also.
Yeah. Very interesting how they've kept these 2 Conquerors all the way in the back. I'm talking about KMD, kind of using them as we put like traditionally TDs.
Yeah, using the Super Conquerors.
Warthog's is bouncing stuff out there. Yeah.
Panzerkost 7
Pretty
reminds me of
interesting
Vader.
setup here.
It's a big shout out to Vader.
Yeah. He's loving that.
All right, so
Okay, so now here we got a rotation going.
Finally.
Yep. L7 now is going to bring those 5As off, and also Sin. Are they going to try to catch Foxhound out here?
Hobo's in danger from
Okay.
the Artie in his current location.
Box is on the. Ooh, 1,000 hit. Already hit him. Already hit Box.
Oh, Box is a one shot. Needed to get out clean.
No.
Yeah, they got him.
They got him.
Now they can go for the quick cap.
Well, I mean, but they now.
Be Stuck's cleaning up the Artie.
Now, I was looking. Warthog here does have pretty decent shots all the way across. Let's see if Warthog's gonna hit. There it is. Boom, Panda instantly.
Yep. Panda got into the house, so he's now safe. If they get another one behind the rock,
Hatchback's lit up.
Sin's to get behind the rock. Yep. So now
IB
Nonsense can
Stux is
get in
on
behind the
reload,
house.
and he won't be loaded before the cap timer's up, I don't believe. Maybe he will.
And look how far away KMD is from the cap. We're down under 20 seconds. Those conks aren't going to make it.
Nobody's going to make it.
And they have 4 tanks on.
Nobody's going to make it.
Nope. L7's going to take this
Maybe
championship right
Stux.
here.
It's unless Stux gets in here.
Oh.
Stux is coming in the backside. He can just, if he's smart.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, he gets it.
He got a reset.
Oh my God, KMD, the comeback kids.
Stux.
Oh,
Stux for the reset, and they take it
they
down.
take
Oh
him
my
down.
goodness.
Panda going down.
The focus fire is real.
Oh my God, look at this.
Stux is on a reload.
Dola now coming in. Now they just got to conserve just a little bit. Just a little bit.
One machine is loaded on the hill. McChungus is loaded. Ripping a well can't do anything right now. And
Melee,
Sin is
welcome.
going to go down.
Sin
Wow.
down. Whoa. Just like that, L7 gets slapped in the face from KMD going, you ain't got this.
IB Stux in
call-
his bat chat coming in
Wow.
behind and getting those resets.
And I called it. I thought L7 was a champions. Great job going out to KMD. Holy moly.
Need recount.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know,
I think-
it looked like the ref had almost count him out.
Chungus.
There were some hanging
Is it-
chads here.
Is this like one of those
Some hanging
WWF,
chads.
WWE things where, the ref's slapping the mat, 1, 2, and then the guy just picks his shoulder up, says, I'm not done yet.
I am not.
So
Do
I'm-
not count me out.
So I'm going to call this right here KMD. John Cena's it and comes back from pretty much defeat. Great job, KMD. And it's
Wow.
tied up. Oh my
I
God,
think,
it's tied up.
Boy, I think I would have rather
2-2.
seen the Rampanzer. If they're going to use a Rampanzer, I'd have rather have seen him on the center hill, where he has more option with an already in the game spot.
Yeah. Look at Stuck's damage. For the win, in my opinion, right there. That was the play of the game.
That is absolutely. All right, let's do some damage because it's going to be some crazy numbers coming out here. So really over there on the L7 side of the world, McChungus only coming out with a 22-24, 14-11-7. Even for a machine that's been throwing up the damage. Boxhound, he actually did his job really well. For not throwing up any damage, I don't care. Boxhound did a great job that round. Keeping 2 complete heavies out of the fight. Anonymous Hobo yet again throwing up huge numbers, 32-16 in damage, 2K assisted, 5K combined in a cop match. Damn, dude.
Oof. That's silly.
And then we're going to come up on the other flip side of the coin here. Warthog and his Panzerkopf, 22-98, blocking 490. And then the winner, Chicken Dinner, IB Stux, MVP of the round, saving it. Just unbelievable. 4K damage, 41, 52, 3 kills, 14, 12, 12, and he even blocked 320. GG's, KMD. Damn.
Woohoo! Hey,
What a
nothing
game.
Against L7. This is exactly what we want. We want Game 5 against the 2 top teams for the championship.
And we've got L Big Slice coming in as the ringer for L7 at the last minute.
Ah. Big slice.
All right, we're going to give away the tank. Here it is. Winner, Chicken Dinner,
Who's getting it?
Chaos, 1DX, Chaos.
Yay!
Congratulations going out to Chaos. If you don't know how to get a hold of me, that's your bad.
He might know where you live.
Right? That's unfortunately, I probably,
Don't come to Hell's house to pick up the tank.
you'll get it one day. I'll send it via snail mail. All right, 2-2. Man. Well, nobody really was over on the YouTube side of the world, so kind of missed out. So the last, what we'll do here, give away This is going to be a very short one. 30-day prem. I'm going to edit the timer. It's the exact same length as the delay here, so 10 minutes out. Let the waylay begin. 30 days prem coming to you. Compliments, WNF. As soon as the bot starts working it, there it goes.
Oh, there's the bot. Now we got to put it in. I jumped the gun. So for Game 5 here, we're going to Ghost Town. L7 is going to be on defense, and KMD is going to be on the attack. Seen both these teams on this map. Both of them are pretty darn good. As we've seen from KMD in the last 2 matches, do not count these kids out until the buzzer rings. If they got a tank, if they got a shot, if they got 1 hit point, they got a chance to win. And I think L7 did just about everything they needed to do, but wow. Close games, close games.
Yeah, that was exciting. Here we go. The next one.
Bananas.
At the Warlock. Welcome to WNF. We'll get you hooked up with some of them special cookies from Dexter. So I got a treat in the mail from Dexter the other day. It was kind of interesting. I was kind of worried because he's like, "What's your address?" And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "I want to send you something." And I'm like, "I don't know if I want to."
Want it.
So he got some farm fresh maple syrup. So it's gonna be like, so it's gonna be interesting starting to receive packages from everybody. It's starting to be a little weird. It's kind of cool though. I mean,
yeah.
Ask Dex if I should give it away on Wednesday night fights or let the kids have it. And he's like, "Yeah, it's my pick." I just thought it'd be weird giving away maple syrup on stream.
I dig it. Who else is giving away maple syrup on stream except for someone in Canada?
So,
right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Right. Right. So all right. Just killing a little bit of time here, waiting for these to come up. All right. So 113s. KMD uses those things very, very, very well. Man, those things are like buzz saws.
Yeah.
Keep that front end moving. Don't let that.
Well, and we've seen Hatchback Killer running one of those since the tank's been out.
Here's the question. Here's the big question. Are we
Let's
going
hear
to
it.
see a 4005 from the defending side? Are we going to see one? Getting pushed up by those 250 Bravos up on top of that hill.
Who ran that the other night? Was that DP? I feel like we saw that
it was L7.
Recently.
No,
it was L7.
Was it? Okay.
L7 pushed it up
for this tank rundown here. Anubis, I'm gonna let you. You're the tournament. You put this together.
That's right.
You're gonna get I'll let you run down both teams, and then you have some few shout outs going out. Butters, thank you for the subscribe. Welcome to WNF. Thank you so very much. Well, so Anubis, whenever you're ready, this is all you, sir.
All right, well, I appreciate it. For anyone who's been listening, hasn't heard already, we have sponsorship from the Pivx community. It's a very fast cryptocurrency. It's privacy centric. It's proof of stake. It's very efficient. And if you want to buy some with your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, or whatever, one place you can get it is at Binance. It's one of the biggest trading sites in the world. So go out there and get some if you want it. If you have any questions, reach out to me and I can help you get onto their Discord as well if you want to talk to them about it. And for the tanks, we've got 2 E4s from Cantrell and Rip NA West, IS-7 from Randy, double 50Bs from Mayor McChuggins and Legally Atheist, and triple 5As from Pure Nonsense, L Big Slice, and Panda. And for KMD Cruisers and the IS-7, Kaneko, Dola, and Ivy Stux are in Super Conquerors. Anonymous, Hobo, and Boxhound both in the 50Bs, and double 113s with Hatchback, and Warthog.
Alrighty,
And I'll
guys.
kick the random and a mouse.
All right. Take a deep breath, everybody.
I want to say regardless, big shout out, Panda, Nightmare, both those teams coming out the hell of a bang to start off the show. We gave away some good tanks, so big shout out to those two teams. Matter of fact, Sinister's sitting right here, so thank you, sir, for bringing out Nightmare this evening.
You're welcome. No problem at all.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to my co-host here, Des. You've done a great job tonight. Thank you so very much. Him and Sinister Hayes have been on point. Yet again, the room mod, the tournament organizer, it seemed like everybody had a lot of fun. Anubis, I want to say thank you for letting us to stream this. And then everybody that's out there watching on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer, you guys are the reason why we do this shit. You guys keep it real. This is the finals. Get on the edge of your seat, grab a beer, grab a shot. I don't give a rat's. Get loud, let's get noisy. Here we go, boys.
It's all
I-
like
I-
Donkey Kong. Here we
I
go.
honestly
the
wouldn't be
marbles.
surprised if you watch one of those E4s get pushed up the hill. Let's see if they do it. Nope, not going to do it.
Yeah.
I was looking for
They're
it.
not
but-
doing it. They're going to go
No.
that D line. So that's what we've seen. A lot of teams do on the defensive side is they first deploy down that D line and then they'll start spreading out, staying normally within a couple grid squares of each other. And we see from the KMD side pushing straight down the 9-8 line. Looks like we're going to get a fight right away.
50Bs now going up on there.
Give every-
Gonna have overlook. Over center.
Look how L7, how aggressive they are being. I've not seen this out of a team yet.
Hmm.
Zilla's
This is
falling
going to be
back.
dangerous.
Here we go. This is a
Oh, boy.
full-on
This is
YOLO.
an all-in.
Oh. And we want a hell of a fight, that's for sure.
This is how it's going to go down.
50 Bs
Right, like
coming
this.
around
Look-
the
look-
backside.
Yep, that's it.
Oh boy.
Chungus and Atheist are going to. Ooh. Who cares about the caps, right?
Right? No, this is just absolute. There's devastating
Let's
exchanges.
just
One heck of a
fight.
send off right now.
Looks like Randy's getting ready to go down. Kanoko goes down. 1 for
Yeah.
1. Here we go.
Yeah.
Who's the second take to go down?
E4 is using the high ground.
Mm.
Renance's going down. Andy up 1 tank. Cantrell possibly going down right here.
Dola's a one-shot. Dola goes down. Oh. 50 Bs have reloaded again. They're opening it up on Cruiser. Cruiser goes down.
Comes Ivy Stucks, Hatchback Killer, and Anonymous Hobo. They're all loaded.
Yep, and a lot of health by all those tanks there.
Aspire on to looks like Panda. Atheist
Foxhound
popping reload.
flanking.
Chuggin's
Atheist
Almost
is a
reloaded.
one-shot. 5A just got ammo racked and is down to a 2-shot now. Nice rotation by Foxhound. Look at that rotation by the 50B. He gets hit, but down goes Panda. AMD looks like it's theirs for the taking.
nice pop shot there to Machungus, getting a shot into
Yeah.
Hobo.
So now both 50Bs are one-shots for L7. You hate to armchair quarterback, but was that push by defense necessary? Down goes
There it is.
Mm.
KMD
rest
pulls
of
it out.
L7.
Well, that made for
Wow.
one hell of a fight, I'll tell you. That was
Whew. Yeah.
that was a brawl. You almost got to wonder if they just Discord messaged each other right before the start of that and said, "You just want to fight it out?
Yeah, let's go,
Get
boys.
me over here. Let's go."
Yeah,
But no, in all
that's what it looked like.
seriousness, great games between both teams. I mean, it looked like for sure L7 was going to go ahead and take this, but like I mentioned earlier, as long as KMD keeps their composure, here they are. And this is why they're such a great team.
I think more than anything on that one, focus fire, and there were micro rotations within the battle by both sides, but KMD just got the little better of it.
big thing in a matchup like that, especially if you're going to go into an all-out brawl, is you need to make sure your guns are in the game and shooting almost immediately. The longer you're taking to get to that fight, the more your team is bleeding without you.
Yes. And that's where you get those close corridor fights where you have, 4 or 5 tanks on each side, as we saw, fighting in one small area. It's almost impossible to get all 4 or 5 guns aimed in on a target.
Yeah, that's very tough. Very tough.
Yeah.
All right, here at the same time,
That's
we're
why
gonna
those
give this
micro
away
rotations are so important.
This
Yeah,
was
go
the
for it.
last giveaway. Spartan 117. Congratulations to the winner of the 30-day prem.
Yeah, Spartan.
Congratulations.
Good job, man.
And if you don't know how to get a hold of me either, well, we have a problem. All right, there we go.
we got issues.
So a couple highlights that I wanna point out in a couple of these matches. Just some things that were really game changers, and I think it all goes back to that first game that was played tonight, where the 2 Bat Chats and the 50 Bravo kind of did, the E50M did that little delayed push on the attacking side on Cliff, and the entirety of pretty much of L7 was coming right at him. That was a game changer right there to start with, and that really gave L7 an edge. And then followed up by more of the same in game 2, and I think it was the 4th game, the game where KMD was attacking. No, I'm sorry, that was the 3rd game. Yeah, it was the 3rd game on Mines. The first game played on Mines. Big game changer that's really swung it for KMD was that L7 just not getting the reset on that cap and choosing to fight the 5A and the 705A over going in and trying to decap the 2 machines with 3 tanks.
Yep. And then probably the biggest moment of the entire night was IB Stuck's rotation with his Bat Chat and getting all those resets with like a second to go.
And you are right, the unsung hero of that game was Box.
Well, yeah. The crazy thing here is, like, so we're looking at the guys still left. So out of, like, hatchback here, 113, he went 776 for 2577. Box 12 11 9 for 3103. I mean, very good. IB Stuck's coming in 10 for 10 for 10 for 3900. He stuck everything he hit. And then over here, what was it? Mayor McChungus, he went 10 for 10 for 10 and a 50B for 3500.
Wow.
And then here comes Legally Atheist and his 50B, pulling him at 999 for 3261. That's incredible. You guys are pulling up 100%.
That's making your tank sing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is incredible. That is.
And in a battle like that, those are the difference makers. Being able to pin your shots versus maybe the other person went 8 for 9. But still, that damage starts adding up when you start missing those shots.
It does.
And a lot of that comes down to being a veteran. Both of these guys are veterans. I mean, the big kicker there is that's the difference between somebody clicking on the right button, seeing red, and just pulling the trigger, and somebody like Boxhound and Legally Atheist and Mayor McChuggin, somebody like those guys knowing that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and aim my shots because they matter.
Yeah, and that's the attitude you have to have, is that versus I have to shoot versus I have to pin. And there's a lot of people who play comp that think they just have to shoot, and no, you have to pin. And when it's do or die in those tight quarters, you just saw how it's done.
Nubis, you put on a hell of a show, homie. One hell of a show.
Absolutely.
Well, I wanted to do something that people would pay attention to. I hope that we achieve that goal.
You got everyone's attention, man.
Most definitely.
Oh, I definitely think so. Now we just need
That's why I
some more
went for the
MBA maps.
sponsors. Yes, definitely. I think we should reach out to them and tell them what we want.
Well, so did I hear a little birdie? I have a person in here that might know about it. I don't know if he's cool with discussing this. I heard something out of the GTL cap might be coming out. Is this true? Sinister.
Absolutely. So yeah, GTL will be starting. Right now we're kind of late June. Registration will open up a couple weeks beforehand. Right now we're just making sure we have enough teams for what we're trying to do. And you're going to see some really big things coming in the way of sponsorships through several companies. Hopefully everything works out the way it should. And don't really have a lot of information on that part of it, but it'll be good.
Trying to see if we get if any of the leaders on both sides wanted to come in. Typically, L7 would probably be dying to hop in here. I want to see maybe if we can get some of the KMD guys in here, see what they're how they're feeling, and possibly get Big Slice. We'll get some guys up here. There's Big Slice. I figured he was going to be on his way.
Howdy.
Big Slice loves being on WNF
Yeah.
and coming in.
I'm gonna invite the main man of the night.
You sound great.
Yeah, legally atheist.
Dis, if you want to, you can handle the. You were a great interviewer.
Yep.
So I will let you just
No worries.
take over. I don't know if Wrath needs to be. Who all from KMD wants to come in?
You'd want Wrath, Anonymous, or Dola. Be one of the three.
So Dola
Glad
had
you
some
could
words
make
for
it,
him.
Big Slice. I was afraid you wouldn't
Yeah,
get to play any games.
I won at 10:30, but somebody went. No, I'm joking.
Me.
I think my wife would have been upset with
I would have
10:30
been
as
fine
well.
with 10:30 as well. So.
Oh yeah. So while we're waiting for the other guys to jump in here, Slice and Atheist.
Yeah, Wrath is wanting an invite.
Actually, I think
Wrath and Cruiser, please, and Dola.
I invited Wrath.
Nice.
Welcome to
How many people are watching? Does it tell you?
a lot.
I almost got like the peak to 70, almost, right?
Yeah, we were in
God
the
damn.
Yes.
we're high 70s. So I mean,
Just fucking awesome, man.
What's up,
Yeah.
boys?
You guys put on a hell of a show tonight.
Yeah, we're technically pro gamers now.
Yeah,
Right?
I know. I can't believe it.
So did you guys
gonna
message
get-
each other in that last game and just say we're going to meet over this area? We're just going to duke it out?
I
looks like
pickup
one
style.
totally did not expect that.
Ghost Town, I
What I-
found the meta for it is kind of like it's just gonna be a brawl regardless. Because if like it's either gonna be we keep rotating around behind each other, or we're gonna clash heads, and we clashed heads.
It's always what Ghost Town is. Very close
Yeah.
quarters.
Yeah. It seemed that
I was
though-
calling all rounds there, and my thought process was we're gonna catch some type of overmatch. There's no way that their entire team is gonna be in this little area that we push, and it turns out
And what
they
do you
were.
know? Yeah.
Well,
we thought we're like,
Dola,
50 Bs would be
Dola was our
rotating or
main
something.
caller, so he was the one calling those strats. GG, by the way, on that one. You guys,
So,
Yeah, good games, guys. Even though I'm late.
so on the KMD side on that last match, did you expect to run into all of L7 in the same spot?
I did.
Because they pushed, they
I don't
pushed
think
very
so.
aggressively. They never even set up in. A
You guys
defensive
reacted well to it. I can say that much. When you like, as soon as we pushed your backside, I was like, yeah, they're gonna push our front. Then I saw a whole fucking wall of like super conks and 50 Bs coming at us, and I was like, yeah. And we just couldn't
Well, we-
rotate
we-
behind you guys quick enough. Like we were playing catch up with E4s. And
we
you know,
heard the call too. Like
obviously.
when KMD pushed into you guys, all of a sudden, that's 2E4s. Like just it was a freak out suddenly, and just oh man.
Yeah, you guys dealt with them well though. They only got off one shot of damage. Now, if they would have gotten 2 shots of damage off, I think that would have been a
Would
different
have been a
story.
different story.
We just didn't maximize their potential with them, and if it's nice getting 1 shot of damage with an E4, but in a brawl like that, you're gonna need at least 2. But they melted like
Yeah.
butter.
What I wanted to mention was the first round on mines. I was literally a second late to resetting. Oh my
That's
god.
a good point. I had a question for you guys, and this is
Loaded
something that I
cheated.
mentioned on stream. Why did the machines choose to fight the 5A and the 705A and not go reset it? One reset is all it would have taken. The game was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the reasoning was for me is in my head, I had the idea that if we went straight over to cap with all of our tanks, you guys would have farmed us, and it wouldn't have mattered if we reset because you could have killed us in the time. What I was thinking was distract the tanks on top with the machines, and then I was going to push over there. I thought I had enough time to get one shot in and then go over, but I didn't realize that just one reset, no matter how much health I had at the end of that, would have won us the game.
Yeah.
And so
Just micro
because
plays.
of that, yeah, it's micro plays.
That's how
at that
close these
point.
games can come in NBA, man. Like that's why I love it so much. Like, of course you'll see the similar things in Encounter, but how often do you see that in Encounter, to where it literally comes down to like 1 second? Here it's just like,
Yeah, it was
if you aren't on your
Yeah.
toes,
Speak-
man, you're gonna get
two.
You're gonna
I think
get
right as
down.
Yeah,
I think you got down
speaking of
right
1
as it
second,
gave us.
Yeah.
on the other one that KMD ended up stopping you guys from tapping out with IB Stucks coming in and getting those resets.
Shout out to
what
Stucks.
yeah, did you guys even see that coming, or were you just kind of like crossing your
We-
fingers hoping he wasn't gonna pin anything?
We knew they were going to get resets. Our idea was to draw them in and then hopefully farm. However, one of our tanks wasn't even set up in the right position that I told him to go in. Not going to say names, but there's some miscommunication there. And then my idea was to bait them in and then farm them from above with machines, as well as two I7s low ground, sitting in that little right next to that big boulder farther back.
Yes. Yeah, and it
Yeah,
seemed
we
like
plan
you
on
had a
decimation
good
after this.
defense set up, and when we saw him flying in with less than, I mean, the clock was under 10 when he flew
Yep.
in. We were just, I mean, I won't name names, but one of us we said, oh, they won it. L7 took the championship, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 and it was, nope.
Yep.
So just great back and forth. Hey, can we go back to the first matches on Cliff? You guys just came out, I thought, very aggressively on.
What did you do on there,
from a
Devin? I
defending.
didn't get to watch them.
You went down the 1-2 line, and instead of just kind of like sitting in the bowl, you popped out on their side of the bowl and denied those machines getting up the hill.
What a madman.
Tell us a little bit about that strat, man. That was pretty awesome.
Well,
I think that was the one
start
strat I
off with the
told Devin
origin of
not
that
to do.
idea.
That was the one strat I told Devin not to do.
He did it because you
start
weren't
off
there.
with that. When you play, when
No, I'm joking.
because L7 has played Cliff MBA against a couple of different
If you've
teams.
ever
that
played
I'm
Cliff
putting
against
X on.
Exxon, they punish you really hard for not.
Mhm.
And when we played
For not
Nightmare the other
taking
night, we kind of
advantage.
learned. Yeah, we learned that we got that idea of punishing the cross. Like if you give us that cross for free, it's going to be a farm while you're going up the hill.
You take bowl, the first thing you want to do is capitalize on it, because if you wait, you're not going to get any farm. So what I knew that the 50B and the bat shot were going to be able to get to that corner and at least do something before the rest of their slower tanks were able to get up on the hill and get any shots on them, because there's a big rock right there that covers them from being shot by anybody, and so that's why I did that.
Yeah, that was great.
So I got a
I
question for
wanted to switch
Dola.
over. Yeah, I was going to switch
What's
over
up?
to KMD now. Yeah, go ahead.
So Dola, I kind of have an idea of what you were thinking in that first match on Cliff with the E50M, the two bat jets on the bottom side. So if I understand what you guys are probably going to do is do a delay push, have the E50M kind of cover off the backside of the hill, one bat jet go to the cap. What's your thought as soon as you realize that is just not going to work?
I knew I was dead as soon as I found 6 of them there. I tried to do my best. I ended up getting out, but I was paid for it. The bats ended up leaving, but we lost all the positioning. Our intention was to just push into the bowl and take it delayed. So they
Delayed push.
from where they were, they could shoot up to the hill and shoot that, like the hill climb. And then once they're clipped out, we reload, and then they push in the bowl. with the E50M. Just having a single shot there with the good accuracy. Obviously, you see, I love the E50M. It's very controversial. Not many people like it. I enjoy
Literally,
it.
Dole is the only person who uses D50.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm the
I-
only
Everyone
Hey,
else
I've
is like,
seen- I've
oh,
seen
if
him
you
make
want a
it work,
medium
though.
heavy. Yeah, if you want a medium heavy 430U, Dole is like.
I'd rather run a
430U.
113. If
Yeah.
you're gonna run a 430U, just run a 113 instead. It's better.
So,
Yeah.
but back to KMD side with either Dola or Raph, going down 2 losses and then going into mines. Tell us a little bit about what your thinking was in terms of approaching that match, those matches, because both those matches were really close and you guys pulled them out.
Yeah, the first mines was at the turning point. I think once we won that, the entire just the morale in the party completely changed. That was a very close game. Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have won it, to be honest.
It was.
Um,
I'll admit we were
got
kind of
really
Salty.
lucky.
we
really
were like
salty.
just doubting ourselves, and that turnaround was. I mean, I honestly thought I had 32 hit points toward the end there, and I just saw your machines in the center, push up with the mouse, and I'm like, oh, this might be it right here. I think we were down tanks too, and it just, I don't know, like, I still can't believe that pulled out that way.
Yeah, we saw L7 kind of group behind the hill, and I think Hells pointed out, or maybe it was Sinister, that the cap's open on the G3. The cap's open, and then sure enough,
Oh,
right
we
when we
knew that.
said that, you dropped those machines off and circled them, and you guys did a great job of rotating and getting on that. And yeah, that was a great play.
A question on that same game. Two things. Number one, Dola, I don't know how lucky you are right now. Anybody else drops off that cliff like that, they're dead. By the way. I've seen Dirt Rider do that
We
so many
only
times.
see
and
people
everybody
die
else.
going off the hill.
And
Actually,
Stux did
Exxon
it,
did that
Stux
the
did
other
it
day.
the correct way.
Exxon
The way I
died.
wanted to.
Yeah, Exxon did it to us the other day when we were playing mines. We were setting up,
They
they were like, "Oh,
completely
free
died.
tank, everyone just yeah."
Dive.
But the other thing I wanted to ask is, when I saw you guys pick the 113s, I almost thought that you were immediately going to just try to do what we had done the game prior to, and immediately rush that line, because there is really no good way to shoot behind those buildings, especially if you have a little bit of backup, and if you own the hill. So what was the initial strategy when you all got on the hill? The problem was nobody really owned it, but all your tanks were there, and then the bat chats obviously coming in from the other side, shooting backwards on you. What was the thought process, and just walk us through that whole sequence right there?
So we were gonna push hill. They had 2 machines and 3 bats, I think, from what I remember. So I thought
Yeah.
they were just
Yes.
gonna YOLO the hill. So I was like, well, we're just gonna go hill and outbrawl them with heavy tanks instead of bats. That's why everyone went there. Once we took hill, the thought process was the 113s would get off and then rotate around to the A cap and cap that like they did, or right? Shit.
It was me.
Or I can't remember. The 113s were gonna get off and go around and cap the A. I can't even remember what happened now, honestly.
I think the 113s
They stayed.
ended up
They
over
stayed
at the
up.
B cap.
Yeah,
if I
they
remember
stayed up,
correctly.
and the 113s stayed on the hill. The machines got off. So I swapped that. The 113s. The original plan was the 113s go to A and cap that with the machines covering them from the hill. That didn't work out, obviously, so we reacted and barely won. We lost the first machine with an ammo rack. Safe stowage for anyone who has a machine. Safe stowage. You need to get it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Your first perk.
Good tip.
It's your first perk. Just telling you right now. It's gonna get ammo racked every game. Even with safe stowage, it's
on your
bad.
tank.
And you obviously, like, it's been played 2 days in a row on stream now. And it's been ammo racked. They're like double ammo racked both at least once.
Yeah, we ammo racked
Yeah.
when we played Exxon the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
It's
other
just how.
day.
It's just how the 50B hole is shaped.
Yeah, and we're still figuring
I
out
was
the meta
kinda
for this though, which is the awesome thing about NBA is like there's so many ways. Like, what did Devin do in mines? I saw 3 bats. Like, what did he do with them?
They took him down
The
the
guys
one.
went
went
to the
down
one
the one
line.
line.
They were in great
Yeah,
position
kinda
to
spread
put
'em out.
shots in the back.
What the heck?
No, they were in a good spot. They were in a great spot.
Slice,
to
you'd be
do some
surprised in the
damage.
calls that I made tonight. They
I told
so
yeah,
many
we were talking
things
about
I've
we were
never
like
done
yeah,
before. But
we
I
were
knew
talking about
I knew
switching
would
up when
probably
we like
work.
that was our game plan was like switch up what we done against Exxon because it was stream. But dang, Devin.
I still want
Yeah, I
to see
went
you
a
guys
little
push
haywire.
like 4005 up on that Ghost Town hill again.
Oh my
I was
god.
so
no,
Okay,
we
forward
never
to
did
that.
that
Bloke
Didn't
was
do it.
throwing. Bloke was throwing, and he missed his shot. We would have reset them. That the idea with the FV putting it up there is like if you want to cap like 800 damage on 2 of your tanks, you know.
Exactly.
But Bloke just so happened to miss his
Exactly.
shot, and you know, something like a 268 would be better up there for, you know, because if you miss a shot, you can still reset, and plus you have that you can still HE them for like probably like 200 or 300.
Well, we saw, I think last week with KMD, they threw the Leopard up there, Leopard 1, and
Yeah, it has
they
a
were
nice
very
heat and
successful
accuracy.
in just that nice steady accuracy and just kept dinging the tanks that were sitting in the dip, and they couldn't do anything about it because they didn't even know where the shots were
Yeah.
coming from.
PC does that straight often.
So
Yeah.
And the Leo can also do it solo.
Yeah.
It doesn't need any.
Yeah,
kind of
that's the
boost.
good thing about the Leopard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Throwing FB up there. I mean, it's like a why not? Now we know it doesn't work. And the Leopard would probably be the most optimal. And the STRV, of course, also. But I don't know. It's a very mix and match. You know, the STRV can't rotate as well as the Leopard.
I will
Yeah.
say this: when I first came into the comp scene, I thought there was rules, there's regulations, there's certain things you did, there's certain things you don't do. Now I've learned that anything is up for game and anything can work.
just want to
Yeah,
say
definitely in
you
multi-base.
guys had the entire Twitch crowd on their edge of their seats the entire night. You guys did a great job. They were throwing you some major props and GGs going
Yes.
to both teams. You guys did absolutely
We
great.
planned on this the entire time.
Y'all wondering if I was living in the future? No, I just I had to tell you guys that you guys put on one hell of a show, and thank you for doing that.
Glad we can make it this far.
Thanks for streaming.
Yeah. Thank you for streaming.
Yeah.
You're
House.
welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, House.
It's for you
And
guys.
TVDL also shout out to
TV.
'cause he did one. And of course, the biggest shout out goes to Pivix.
Correct.
Yes. Sponsoring
That
this
is
whole deal.
correct. Yeah. This is really
It
fun.
made us pro gamers now, Dola. Pro gamers now. I'm gonna put that one.
And
on
also,
Twitch.
I want to
It's in your bio
congratulate Barlosi
Yeah.
for winning the bracket contest, so he'll be getting some money as well. So he's a
Who
he's a
won the
pro picker
bracket?
too. From CZR Barlosi, BARLOCCI.
Oh wow.
Congratulations going out to that individual. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep you guys around too much more, so I tell you what, big shout outs to everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for the Immortals, Panda, Nightmare, L7, KMD, Dis, Sinister, Anubis. Big shout out to you. Everybody coming out. Thank you for making this a wonderful evening. Check this stuff out on YouTube. It'd be up. I know this is probably going to be some well-watched and overwatched stuff because it was just that sweet. Dis, any closing comments before we take off?
Only that this was everything that we wanted to see tonight. So thank you to KMD and L7.
Thank you guys for having us. I appreciate it.
From
Thank you, KMD, for the great matches.
Thank you, L7.
Heck yeah, man.
All right.
It's
GG's,
fun.
guys.
We gotta do this again sometime. Like again, like
Yes. Yes. Let's schedule the rematch. We'll sign the contracts now.
heck yeah, man. I need to talk to my agent after this one.
Yeah, that's right. Get paid.
Got paid. All right. On that note, thank you for everybody tuning in WNF. Tune us in next week. We're gonna have some more badass matches for everybody. I'm Hellscat.